What's going on, YouTube Nation? I'm just giving you an update on what Fundrise is telling us about the global coronavirus outbreak. So basically, the black swan events are both unpredictable and inevitable. They spent the last several years positioning their portfolio for this type of eventuality and will continue to act decisively to weather an extended period of adversity. So basically, Fundrise is giving us a response of what's going on. So they're telling us basically for the past 2 weeks, nearly every investment manager, advisor, broker, tech platform, or other financial company has sent a note to their customers with more or less of the exact same message. Sometimes markets go up, sometimes they go down. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And although things may seem alarming, the best thing you can do is just hold on and continue to keep investing. So basically, this is what they're saying to us as investors, okay? Because the COVID-19 global outbreak, there is by definition a black swan event that was impossible to predict, and yet it has caused massive disruption. While there continue to be many more unknowns than knowns, a few things do seem clear to us. This is what Fundrise is telling us. First, the magnitude of the risk is impossible to quantify at this moment. I think that's a good response. Second, today we're likely much closer to the beginning of this outbreak than we are to this end. You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I had a really bad cold sometime in late August, early September before I went to the Ohio State Cincinnati game. I might have had this. I mean, I was sick for 2 weeks. I was miserable. I lost weight. Family members of mine, they had a fever that haven't shown the same symptoms like this. And right around, I want to say before Christmas and before Thanksgiving. So this bug was just out there, and it could have been out there. Let's just say that. And we had no idea about it. Honestly, they're saying on TV, people that are immunocompromised, people with high CHF, congestive heart failure, the people with HIV, people undergoing chemotherapy, elderly. The big risk too is a secondary infection to pneumonia. So again, we don't know. Honestly, they can claim this started in China. It probably did, but it's probably been around since last year. We had no idea. Now we're starting to wake up. So now they said third, a sustained outbreak, which results in a large scale restrictions on movement, travel, and public gatherings would have severe negative impacts on the world economy. Just look at my stocks. EPR Properties, that's a publicly traded rate, took a 50% hit since I bought them. So 50% hit. And fourth, we're currently more at risk of slipping into a true recession than any time in the last decade. We'll see. I mean, the thing about people that predict the markets, they can be wrong and not lose their job, or people that are forecasters, they can be wrong and still keep their job. So I don't know. So this is what they're telling us now. All of our investors should be familiar with the letter titled, "What should you expect from Fundrise during the next financial crisis?" Okay, this is what they're saying. Funny thing about Black Swan is that by definition, they can't be predicted. So rather than build an investment strategy around forecasting the market ups and downs, hoping that a raft will magically appear and things will get choppy, we've instead set out to build an ark capable of weathering unexpected storms, assuming that one eventually will hit. We do this by consistently seeking to make sound investments, strong fundamentals, even though it means being slightly more conservative in our approach than others around us. So they said, okay, in other words, we specifically are building broader Fundrise portfolio with the intention of being able to sustain a prolonged period of economic distress as a result of this kind of eventuality. So said today, nearly 70% of the portfolio is held in residential rental properties, the vast majority of which are focused on providing well located and reasonably priced housing to workforce renters. We've outweighted we've weighted toward these type of access because they generally have better withstood past economic downturns, shelter like food is a basic need rather than a discretionary expense. So this is what I like about Fundrise. Okay, these are residential properties. They are diverse, and this is a private REIT. So this is we're investing as investors in this company to do the work for us with real estate, so that we don't have to go to a place, fix pipes, fix toilets, and hopefully we have toilet paper because everybody's buying toilet paper like crazy right now. So they're just saying the remainder of their real estate portfolios either senior loans secured by the underlying property or commercial assets that we own outright with no debt in place. Okay. Again, this substantially de-risks the portfolio as excessive leverage is a primary reason that many real estate investors lost principal in previous downturns. Now, of course, they're going to say their investments are not risk free, but they're really looking out, on their assets right here. However, we simply throw our hands up and proclaim there's nothing to be done except sit back and hold on. We will instead continue to take deliberate actions that we believe further increase the portfolio's ability to weather a downturn. So basically, I think they'll be okay. Okay, this is these guys have done a really good job, and just reading some of this right here is in this section. I think Fundrise has done a really good job. I'm going to continue to hold my investment in these guys. I know you guys are a lot of Fundrise fans that follow my channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Just look at this section. I'll give you about a minute while you read this and I discuss a few things. So Fundrise is very diverse. I'm also invested in rich uncles. So I believe that you should have my honest opinion is you should have multiple sources of income. So I have a dividend portfolio, have Fundrise, have rich uncles. I invested in Caragenda, which is a movie that is on WeFunder, and I think there's potential with that. They will distribute some money with people that put money out in a pool. I'm not going to make a lot of bank on it, but hey, it's just some money. So in the long run, there's a lot of potential with investing in that movie too. So this is kind of what they're saying with Fundrise. I'm not really sweating bullets. Honestly, a lot of us are just throwing money around like it's our job right now because dividend stocks are taking a huge hit and people have opportunities to invest in stocks they normally wouldn't have to or have the money to. One of them, for example, I just bought Delta Airlines, my E-Trade portfolio yesterday. I bought RCL, Royal Caribbean Cruises, and I did buy a little bit. I added a few more to my Wendy's stock. And what else did I buy? I did put some money in. I have a separate portfolio, which I will discuss on my M1 Finance account. I have my $1,000 stock portfolio journey, which I'm posting videos on. Then I also have I just put a little bit of money in a dividend portfolio to give off monthly dividends. So that one will be my, I'm going to try to have a $1,000 monthly dividend challenge. So in the long run, I want to have $1,000 given off by those guys, and I'll let my E-Trade portfolio go from there and challenge the S&P as I challenge the S&P in my dividend portfolio as I want to beat the S&P. So I'm very diverse. I'm actually putting money in monthly traded ETFs. I'm not really an ETF person, but this monthly dividend portfolio that I just created, it's actually going to maybe have some bonds in it too. I know people are like, oh, bonds. But I did add LTC to that as well because I had LTC. I might just all throw it in my $100,000 dividend portfolio. Haven't decided on that, but I want to have my $1,000 dividend portfolio. I have my $100,000 portfolio that I want to have, but the dividend portfolio for the monthly one is one where I might just throw junk bonds in, and just goals to get to $1,000 a month. That'll take some years, but I'm just gonna park it there, and that'll be like for my utilities or whatever I want, student loans, since I'm going to graduate school. That's going to just be parked there and reinvested for a long time until I get to $1,000, and then I'll go from there. I might just have SPHD and LTC just at 50% a piece, and then have QYLD involved too, just to add to the fun. Maybe those three, and then just keep on going from there. So I have a lot of things in my mind, some strategies, but I do want to make $1,000 a month. That's one of my goals. $1,000 to $3,000 a month on monthly dividends, and $2,000 to $4,000 a month. I'm sorry, $2,000 to $4,000 on my quarterly dividends. Not a lot, not too impressive. I know a lot of you guys have huge portfolios, but I'm just trying to be realistic. So that's kind of about it. So Fundrise is looking pretty good. Feel really good about Fundrise. Everything's good. Just stay patient. Let the market do its thing. You guys will be good. Be smart. Thank you again for watching this video. You guys have been fantastic. And you guys have a good weekend. What stocks are you looking at buying come Monday? A lot of you dividend investors, let me know what you think.